Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for the first episode of Nameless. The one thing you must recall. I don't know what that one thing is, we'll find out I suppose. Alright, so it's going to take me a little while to adjust to the new set of voices again. I feel kind of nervous for some reason. Let's hope I can transition into this rather seamlessly. Okay, let's start a new game here. The name of your first oh. I don't know what the name of my first doll was. And then I have to forget the name? What was my first doll? Well, I'm just gonna put in a name that I used a lot. Select piece. What? Oh, okay. So I can only... Well, it's a good thing Lance is the one I'm going for because he's one of the initial 3 that I can choose. Yeah, I want to be Airy, because I like to use the default name. Prologue. Blinding white light fills my sight. My arms and legs feel lighter, and soon I feel my body hover. What, am I floating? Where am I? Maybe in a dream? I gather the strength to walk forward despite my feet barely touching the ground. No matter how far I go, white space continues without end. I open my eyes, but I can't see or hear anything. I stop and look around. This place, so pure and clean, but for some reason I feel sad. This place, surrounded by glimmering light, white as snow, is breathtakingly beautiful. But such extreme beauty can only belong in another world. I see something blurred far away. No, wrong game. For some reason I was thinking Neil and Orion because I just finished Amnesia, but no, this is a completely different company, it's not them. Maybe it's the wizard from Dandelion. I couldn't see properly because of the glaring light coming at me from all directions. All I could make out was a tall person and another slightly shorter. 2 people.
Oh, are you really okay with that?
Yes.
Do you believe?
Who are they, and what are they talking about? I do not know.
Your answer does not match your actions. Oh, all right. That is what suits you right now. Do as you please, except remember that you are responsible for the consequences of your choices. Do not forget that everything was done solely by your own will.
I understand.
Now then, take this.
The tall man hands over something. And the man who took it looked down for a while and suddenly turned to my side. His lips seemed to move a little. What? He seems to be talking to me. Let's go a little closer. Suddenly, fierce wind starts to rip through. The wind seems to will me out of this place. Hold on, not yet! Wait, I haven't... No eavesdropping for me. Along the wind, a myriad of feathers flew around and blocked my sight. I parted through the wind blowing towards me and made my way to him with all the strength I had. The moment I thought I finally reached him, I fell into a bottomless pit along with countless feathers. I was woken up by the noisy alarm clock. That's unpleasant. Is it morning? Ugh. But I think I was dreaming about something just now. I keep tracing my memory, but still fuzzy from sleep, I cannot remember. I don't dream often, so the feeling after one feels strange. The most recent dream was... Right, it was then. It was when Grandpa died, about 3 years ago from now. The day I fell asleep, tired from remembering my grandpa who was no longer by my side, I had a dream about waking up to a peaceful morning with him. In my dream, I saw him smiling and waking me up as always, telling me,
"You'll be late if you don't get up now."
And the next morning, when I realized that his smile was all just a dream... Oh no, this won't do. Let's just think happy thoughts in the morning. Anyways, it's definitely been a long time since I had a dream. I drew the curtains as soon as I got out of bed. The window was slightly wet from the rain last night, but as a result, the sky was incredibly clear. Wow, the weather is so good today. Grandpa, isn't today perfect to hang out the laundry? I stare at the small framed picture on the desk. Wow, my grandpa was one dapper man. He looks sharp in that suit. This house used to be the place where two people, my grandpa and I, used to live. He took care of me, instead of my parents who went abroad for research. That seems to be a common theme in, otome games. I listened to him more after I grew up because I'd lived with him since I was little. Most pictures are of Grandpa and I. Grandpa's smile was in all the pictures, pinned at the board above the desk. I cannot even begin to describe the amount of shock I received when he passed away from a chronic illness. Days passed, with me constantly passing out from crying so hard. Unable to bear seeing me like this, my parents suggested that I move to the States with them. But I shook my head. I didn't want to be a burden to their research, but more importantly, I couldn't leave this house. This house itself was full of memories I had with Grandpa. She's being stubborn. It's serious, honey. She's stubborn like her grandfather. She won't budge.
Oh, are you sure you'll be all right? Please don't be like that. You don't have to worry about our work.
No, it's really fine. All my friends are here. I want to graduate in Korea.
If you say so. All right.
As they commonly say, no parent can persuade a child otherwise. I saw them off in their disappointed smiles, and I became alone in this house. The language of this is a little off. The house is a bit too big to live in by myself. I slowly looked around the living room. No house is too big to live in by yourself. It's nice to have lots of space. Grandpa, it's already been over a year. Time flies by really fast, doesn't it? Around the house, there are still many traces of him, other than the pictures. I'm living to the fullest just by myself, so don't worry. At first, I wasn't used to being alone, so every night I blankly stared inside the empty house. And every time, it just made me feel more and more lonely. But now, everything is all right. Because I have those kids. I see the desk muddled with diaries and pens. And on the shelf next to it are my most cherished treasures. They are the joys of my life and my most precious friends who gave me back my smile. Hey everyone! Had a good night's sleep? Mom's right. I really am a carbon copy of Grandpa. He really loved books, and it was his hobby to collect antique books. So the house always smelled of all kinds of books. And in my case, it was my hobby to collect dolls. Kroby is the company that produced these dolls. I call it the company that gives dolls souls. The first day I got to know about Kroby doll through the internet, I had this intense feeling. After that day, I started collecting the allowance my parents sent me. And finally, one day, as I desperately hoped for, I got my first doll. He died after I bought my first doll, and that's when I devoted myself more to collecting dolls. Collecting dolls became more important to my life because I was left alone in this huge empty house. I ended up getting 4 more dolls, and now I have 5 in total. They were quite expensive to buy for the average student, so I had to cut back on other expenses. Yeah, these are Asian ball joint dolls, and they're very, very expensive. I have like 20 Asian ball joint dolls. But, I don't have any from Kroby because they're not the kind of company I like. I like the more realistic looking dolls. And Kroby's more like a childish face looking dolls. But yeah, I can vouch for their price. These dolls are probably like $500 a piece at least. Well, actually, these ones are, that would be for one that's bare. These ones are like painted and they have the eyes and wigs and everything, and clothes, so they would be way more than that. Alright, sorry for that tangent. Maybe I'll put a link to Kroby doll up for this. Alright, well, I guess it doesn't really matter what order I look at them in, because the guide doesn't seem to say. Alright, well, I'm looking at Lance first. Hi, young master. Young master. This doll standing here flaunting his long, shiny silver hair is Lance, the first doll I ever bought. Lance is the one doll that always stood by me when Grandpa was alive. Oh, I'm glad we picked him first then. It feels like That means a lot, I think. You're first. Good morning. You're as cute as usual. The doll, with its tiny, delicate face and bashfully gathered hands, is Yeonho. I guess I'll have to hear that pronunciation later, because Yeonho? I don't know. I don't think that's the right pronunciation. I'm gonna have to wait until some other character says his name so I can hear it. Kroby doll's prototype. The day I met him, I was surfing the internet as usual after coming home. But then I saw Yeonho being sold in an auction for a ridiculous price, and without hesitating, I clicked on the bidding button. Later, when I opened the delivery box containing Yeonho, I unconsciously screamed out of happiness. What kind of person was the owner, selling such a pretty doll at such a cheap price? Maybe they thought they would fetch more at the auction than they did. Yeonho seems like he will never betray me, even if I love him unconditionally. And that is probably the biggest reason why I bought him. 'Cause he seems loyal? The doll with red hair. Hello, warrior. Earth is safe today, all because of you. I mend the hair of a red-haired doll. Meeting Red was special. People were a bit surprised when Kroby Doll announced the action hero type doll, Red, in their new release conference. Kroby Doll has always been known for their charming and mature male dolls. No, they haven't, not really. Amongst all the worry, Kroby Doll recruited testers for Red, and luckily I was selected. Oh, that is really serious luck. When my name was announced, I couldn't believe my ears. But unfortunately, after the conference, Red was not officially released. They only chose one tester to give this doll to for free, and that was me. It's still a shame that they did not release the doll afterwards. It would have been nice for him to have gained popularity and be officially released, but as a result, I was the only one person in the world who owned Red. Man, she got lucky twice then. But I can't help but feel gloomy every time I look at him. What? Why? Why does she feel gloomy when she sees Red? Look at the weather today. It makes me feel better just by looking. I feel like I'm looking at you. I raise the brunette doll's hand and wave. That's brunette. Looks orange to me. There's a lot of backstory behind how I was able to get Tae. When Kroby Doll first released Tae, his popularity was beyond imagination. Being limited edition, along with having a dandy and handsome face, brought out an explosive response from the fans. As a result, I failed to purchase it. I could only get him used because he was limited edition, but I'm fine with that. See a doll with black hair. I see the tallest doll among the 5. The tall black-haired doll, with a slender body and a model-like feel, is Yuri. Unlike the existing dolls in Kroby's adult line, he seems realistic and looks like a mature adult male. Not in this picture, he doesn't. The number of visitors still explodes when I post pictures of you on the blog. It was Yuri who saved my blog from wasting away to rot. I received a lot of comments when I uploaded pictures of him. Whatever, I think like that too. His broad shoulders and beautiful figure oozes sexiness. It's as if he's telling us with his body, I am cool. I doubt more explanation is needed. Alright, stop looking, that's enough. Money was a bit tight from the expenses, but I have 0 regrets. Anyway, the new shoes should arrive today. To whom should I put them on first? I straighten myself and stretch. The 5 dolls watch in silence. Although they are lifeless dolls, it has become a habit to talk to them like this. Darn, I'll be late. I have to get ready. The clock was heading towards 8. I picked up my uniform sprawled on the floor and was heading out the door when I suddenly halted. I hurried back to my room and said goodbye to the dolls. Watch the house, everyone. I'll be back. That's what I stopped for? They said nothing in return, but I said goodbye as if they were real people. Ugh, made it. I was able to make it on time after catching the last bus. I was in ruins after surviving the crowded bus, but all that matters is that I wasn't late. I'm really going to wake up early starting tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll die like this. I pledge this every day, but I've never actually done it. Oh, did the UFO rise from the west today? Fix your hair. Although it really is a talent having your hair stick up like that in different directions every morning. Huh? Oh. Hi, good morning. I sit on my desk, pressing my stuck-up hair back to my head. She approaches the seat next to me. The way she sweeps her shiny, voluptuous curls, or the way she drops her eyes, reeks of elegance. All you have to do is see her fearless voice and confident moves to notice her self-assured personality. Good morning to you, too. What do you do every night that makes you barely come here on time? Do you have a secret boyfriend or something? Well, I do have doll boyfriends. Last night I was so absorbed in taking pictures of the dolls that I went to bed at dawn. Hey. I hear another voice behind me. I turn around to see a girl with short boyish hair right behind my back. Girls in the class stirred as they saw her standing slanted with her hands in her pockets. Hi, Shinbi. Soy, Shinbi, and I are called the trio in this class. Soy and Shinbi were childhood friends since they were little, and I became friends with them after I entered this academy. I never thought I'd be friends with them at first because of their gorgeous and showy looks. Yeah, at first. So, what do you think? What? Sorry, I missed it. Say that again. Hey, I was talking here. Are you staring at nothing again? Anyways, about this here. Which design looks better to you? Soy hands me a magazine. Hey, is that Shinbi? It looks like Shinbi there. Top 5 cute dresses in trend for girls. The gorgeous model posing in a pretty dress looks familiar. Yeah, I just said that. The name of the model written on the bottom left of the page looks familiar too. Shinbi. Ever since Shinbi was street cast, she has often missed classes for modeling work. Soy tells me she has a lot of fans and is quite popular nowadays. But Shinbi herself doesn't seem to be into those things. Anyways, Shinbi, you're everywhere on the magazines nowadays. Isn't it hard? A bit. It's okay though. Huh. You have it tough. You should have said no like I did. Soy was beside Shinbi when she was cast, and Soy was offered too, but refused right at the spot. If you model, won't you be able to meet cute male models? I asked her later on, and she replied like this. You have a long way to go, my friend. Modeling isn't it. I can't be satisfied with just looking. I want something on a higher level. Yes, I'd rather be a designer who can touch the models as much as she wants. Oh, jeez. After that, I didn't listen carefully. God, it's so bright. I was wondering why today was so quiet. She turned her head towards the flashlight. Countless phones were flashing through the windows of the hallway. It was a sight that's become popular due to Shinbi's rising popularity. Everyone seems to have waited for this moment. They're more desperate because Shinbi missed class a lot last week. Even I just barely said hi at the cafeteria last week. Hey, why did you come to school that day if you weren't going to come to class? To buy milk? Aries' face. There's eyes. There's one that's only sold here. Oh, it's special milk. Yup. Right. Oh yeah, speaking of the cafeteria, I almost had a heart attack this morning. A heart attack? Why? Oh, okay, listen. We were heading to the cafeteria because Shinbi said she wanted strawberry milk. Oh, do you really want to drink 2 of those in the morning? In front of you. What? In front of you. But what's in front of... Ah!
It's morning, and already it's noisy.
Mr. Yujin, what is that?
You've been screaming, and it's loud. I can still hear you without you yelling. What's the big fuss about?
Blood! You're covered in blood! And what's that in your hands? Is that a knife? Is it?
Call 911. What? Oh, this. It's nothing. This is... here.
Ew! for me? Huh? It's...
Ketchup. Yes, ketchup. I wanted a burger for breakfast, but it was too big to eat, so I cut it with this surgical knife. Got some on my clothes.
Okay, he looks creepy doing that.
Why are you guys standing like that? Oh, do you guys want some? Okay, I'll share. Follow me to the infirmary. Oh, and Shinbi, since you're coming anyways, I would love to have a serious chat about your fibula.
What? Oh, that reminds me. I was on a diet. Well, we'll be off then. Adieu, Mr. Yujin.
Wait.
I really almost had a heart attack. Why did he have to eat a burger in the morning? So I punched the table. Why in the world did he use a surgical knife to cut food? How do they take care of the equipment here? I mean, why is there a surgical knife in the first place? We don't even learn anatomy. Oh, really? I was crazy to have had a crush on him for just his looks. Weren't cute looks all that mattered? What are you talking about? Good looks are just necessary for starting love. What comes next is more important for true love. Listen carefully. Appearance is simply the first gate guys have to pass. The second gate is being normal. Mr. Yujin failed to pass the second one. I nod. I agree that he's not normal. Do you know what the third gate is? What is it? It's manners, manners. Oh, but if they don't pass the fourth gate, all those are useless. The fourth one is... Soi's eyes glimmered. Capability. But again, if they can't pass the fifth gate, it's just like spraying soy sauce onto a beautifully cooked steak. The fifth gate is... Hey, are you listening? I just hope that someone manages to pass all those gates before she becomes a wrinkly grandmother. Now that I think about it... Yeah? The school nurse was looking for you. What? Oh, right. He said you should stop by the infirmary. What? Thanks for telling me so quickly. Not. No biggie. Miss Health Commissioner, have a safe trip. I wish you good luck. All right. Thank you. I stood up weakly. As I walked, drowned in my thoughts, I quickly arrived in front of the infirmary. I should listen to Soi and stop staring at nothing. I tapped both my cheeks with my hands. You looked for...
Oh, Beatrice. Look at that beautiful fourth lumbar vertebrae. Oh, Beatrice. How can you be this enchanting? There cannot be another woman more beautiful than you.
Yeah, weirdo. And he's got really thick eyebrows. He's got this kind of Groucho Marx look right now. The handsome guy was embracing a skeleton model and ardently confessing his love in the morning. That is one thick spine. He's so good-looking. What a shame. There are more than a few people who are blessed with good looks, but miserably fail at using them. Would others think like this of me playing with dolls? Let's make sure no one knows. My belief that some hobbies should remain a secret was not wrong. Mr. Yujin, I heard you asked for me. He looked at me with bitter eyes for interrupting their private quality time. He looks dandy as always, just the looks.
Oh, a student. I asked for you some time ago, and now here you are.
He had me run errands that often, but still doesn't know my name. He doesn't know the name of most kids. Oh, but he did seem to remember Soi and Shinbi's names. Probably because they're pretty. Of course, his idea of beauty is a bit different from those of others. Clearly. Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Well, all right. Move that guy to the prep room.
He pointed at the upper body anatomy model he frequently used during class. His name was, I think, Christopher? Whenever I ran errands, he often told me all kinds of stories. One of them was about Christopher. Christopher is apparently Beatrice's half-brother. Mr. Yujin is honestly annoyed with him, but he takes care of him because Beatrice adores him. Whoa! Really, really weird. Such a tear-jerking story. Really. I don't think I can carry this alone. Although the model was just the upper body, it was too heavy for a girl to carry alone. Ugh. I picked up the model in quite an unattractive pose. He didn't give me a single glance, despite me struggling to pick it up. What a jerk, he's not helping me at all. Well, Mr. Eugen, I'll be heading out.
Oh, Beatrice, how can you have such beautiful shoulder blades? How can you seduce me like this? I already adore every single particle of you.
I should close the door when I head out. Some kids who were passing by heard his voice through the open door and started whispering. Some argued that it didn't matter because he looks cute. If I'm not to ruin my life with just one choice, I would quit thinking of that. Someone else said that he's too creepy and asked if he's not crazy. I agree. Ugh, heavy. This model, was indeed too heavy for a girl to carry. The only reason I can manage to carry it is because my trained arm muscles are used to carrying 2-kilogram dolls every day. Ugh, so many boys pass by, but no one even looks. Man, nobody here has manners. No one notices me because I'm too ordinary anyways. Things would be different for Soy and Shinbi. Soy would have shoved the boys around like a queen, and for Shinbi, girls would have volunteered to help. I smirked imagining all that. I don't really feel bitter, though. Well, you sound like it. I agree, too, that their looks attract people. Oh no, recess will be over soon. I should hurry up. I'm here. Guys, I'm back. Alright, and right there we'll end the first video of Nameless. Well, we didn't get to meet any of the guys yet, but we got to meet my female friends and a very interesting teacher and his partner. And if this game is anything like Dandelion, the prologue can be pretty long, so who knows, that could be like a whole video or two more until we actually get into the guys. We'll have to see as we read. So I hope to see you in my future videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye bye, everybody.